Hello and welcome back to the couch. We saved you a seat. My name is Luke, and today we're checking out A Court of Thorns and Roses. Yes, the Romantasy novel that everyone seems to be talking about, and I don't know anything about it. So I've invited my special guest to guest host this series with me. But before we get to that, if you like this content, please like and subscribe and share. And if you'd like to follow along, the Amazon link that is in the description of this video. Feel free to click the link, buy the book, and we'll do this. But without further ado, I've got to introduce my good friend, known for almost 20 years, Emily.
Hi.
Hi.
Thank you.
Emily. Hi.
Thank you for inviting me to the couch. Thank you.
Yes, ma'am. One day, someone's going to ask me why we call it the kitchen couch, but in 300 videos and several different hosts, no one's asked. So one day in the future, we'll talk about it. But yes, A Court of Thorns and Roses. First off, hi. Known you since college. I'm much older than you, obviously, but for a long time I've known you. We both did theater together. We both have many mutual friends, and we're both full of AI, Appalachian ingenuity. Did I miss anything?
I would say we've known each other long enough to be able to call bullshit on each other's stuff, which would be good, and should keep us both pretty honest in this exchange.
Earnestness and honesty is super important because I'm not a big reader, and so part of this whole journey has been my experience, hopefully through your eyes and the audience's eyes, as I go through this. Most of the content that we do here is sci-fi fantasy, but it's all in narrative, or it's all from the viewpoint of a television, outside of a couple of sci-fi books that we've done so far. But the kitchen couch about storytelling, it's when everyone's kind of at the end of a party, kind of just chilling, and you just navigate to a kitchen, and why not have a couch there so people can sit down? So
I think we've ended up in that scenario many a time.
Many times. And so
it feels like home, Luke. Thank you.
It does. And this is kind of where we go with this. It's all about storytelling. So here it goes. Okay. So the wolf didn't flinch, right? The wolf didn't flinch when the arrow came and hit the wolf in the eye.
Mm-hmm.
That seems like a big deal. Do wolves normally flinch?
Having not actually shot an arrow, since I have never shot a wolf via arrow through the eye socket, I can't 100% say yes or no, but
yeah, I think Nesta, Freya, is it Freya? I screwed it up. I think Freya. Feyre.
Just say it real southern. You're fine.
I think Feyre is a total badass. Obviously, she in this world, and we've done the first two chapters. So we're starting with chapter 1. She gets it. She seems like the only person who does get it. She giving you like Katniss Everdeen vibes. Yes, but she also gives me the vibes of like when you're an adult and you get into management, and then you finally get it, and you're just like, oh. Everyone is about just exactly the same, and nobody cares. Okay, cool. We're just gonna navigate like this. Yeah, she gets it. She understands the world in a way that no one else does, and you can tell in the first chapter. It's reinforced in the second chapter. But yeah, she uses the ashwood, this ashwood arrow, kind of expensive, bigger, stronger, right? And she shoots the wolf in the side, and then it looks at her. And it doesn't flinch when she shoots it again in the face. So immediately in the eye, thank you. Immediately, and admittedly, I'm a bigger person. I'm like 6'3", a bigger dude. Admittedly, when I think of a wolf, I think of a big dog. And when I read this, I thought of something like you'd see in Twilight, like a massive were-hound. Is that? Am I missing something, or is that like what you get to?
No, it's probably pretty fair. Yeah. Like, I think like it's big. It's bigger than like your average kind of what you would assume as like coyote or whatever.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Yeah. And so, but the flinching part, I mean, obviously I think that part is a very big part in the series. It's a foreshadow. I think it's the most important part of the first 2 chapters, to be honest with you. There's a lot of mythology with a one-eyed leader of a kingdom, or whatever. I mean, Thor, Odin, famous examples. There's also a lot in anime that do that, actually, to be frank with you. Japanese lore, there's a one-eyed leader. Pirates are a famous, I mean, so maybe this is a king. Wolves have a tendency to hunt together. I don't know. I'm having these kinds of like, okay, was this a ceremonial death for the wolf? I don't know. It feels interesting, but it also,
I feel like it's important. I feel like it's important to point out to everyone listening to us have this conversation. So, Luke, you've never read these books.
No, I'm only referencing like stories I've heard and seen already.
Correct. So you only, in this conversation, you've read chapters 1 and 2, right?
Right. That's it.
Cool. So I think I've read this series all the way through 3 times, maybe.
Okay, that's a lot.
In the last 3 to 4 years, yeah.
Wow. Okay, so I've read less than 30 books. I'm not a terrible reader. I've just never been a reader. So
yeah, I read 140 books last year.
Listen, we don't need you just flexing all over us. It's a pissing contest. No, that's awesome. That's really, really cool.
I just mean, that's like the vibe. So if I'm like smiling or nodding, and I am going to try my very best to have this conversation with you without ruining anything for you. I don't want to ruin anything for you, but I also will not lie to you either.
Right. Okay. So I do have a question, and I hope this is a yes or no question. So in fantasy, like in the World of the Warcrafts of the world, the Magic the Gatherings, the Legend of Vox Machina, right? All sorts of kinds of fantasy. You've got like level ups that happen in materials, items, personalities, skills, all that kind of thing. The best way I can describe it is if her standard bow and arrow is like basic, white loot, basic. Right. It would have it would say standard bow and arrow across it if we were looking at it in a video game. And then this one arrow that she used, Ashwood, right? That's bigger, stronger. If it's like the next level up, are there more levels up in the future of weapons that she gets to use? You could say yes. It's fine. It's a standard fantasy thing. Like,
yes.
Okay, cool.
Yes.
Cool. That's exciting. I can't wait to look forward to that. Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Cool. Okay. Yeah, but I like this first chapter. Thank you. Because that's not really a spoiler. That's a fantasy. We're not worried about that. Yeah.
Remember. So I guess like what I'd say is, so in chapter 1, you really like she's like going out into the woods. 1 and 2. She's going out into the woods, and she basically, you at least know that her family's trash, right? Like she's like carrying the entire weight of the family on her back.
Yeah, emotionally, physically, everything. Right, yes.
Everything. Like it's on her. And she is the youngest of 3 sisters.
Correct. Yeah.
Yeah. So yes, these things are happening, but not only is she going out to hunt, but I don't know, I can't remember exactly how well they set this up, but she's going out into the woods near kind of like this boundary.
Yeah.
That the wall.
They talk about it a little bit. They talk about a little bit like she's deeper in the woods and she feels comfortable and she might be too close to the fairies. Which
is why she has the Ashwood arrow. So
right. She needs to be
like the only thing that can kill a fairy is kind of like what they're.
That's right. They mentioned that this specific arrow is what's funny because like in the Marvel universe, one of the heroes is an arrow using Hawkeye's an arrow using thing, and he jokes about I have to go get him. I don't just make more. I have to go chase him down and get the arrows I used. And I find that to be kind of fun and fascinating. But she seems, I mean, she's hungry, she's cold, she's an absolute dog. And what I like about the first chapter, and it's reflected in the second chapter, is this is a very obvious example of women being written by women in how it's described in her thought process. You don't often get that with male authors, creators. It's sometimes you'll get a character like Wonder Woman or the lead in Alien and Aliens who have some androgynous things. This doesn't feel like it's super androgynous. She feels like a person who has to survive, and this is the way that she's capable of doing so. And then it's re-reflected in chapter 2, where we meet the family, who are hilarious. I find them funny. This is where I kind of got like a false narrator vibe. Is that what it's called? False narrator?
Yeah, unreliable narrator. Yeah.
Yeah, I got an unreliable narrator vibe because she describes them and then they fulfill the description pretty well. And you know, when you watch something like How I Met Your Mother, and you get kind of into it, and you realize, oh, this is a man's fantasy of his past, telling his kids these hopeful stories that probably weren't true. It's got a little bit of that same energy, and so I get that vibe. I don't know if that's the right way to look at it. It could just be that it's fantasy, but
I think you're getting a really good. I think you're getting a really good introduction to the family.
Okay.
I think that it is pretty honest. You will learn more about the family later. Later on, the family become very important. But yeah, pretty much. Daddy Dearest, his wife passed away. Feyre accepted a deathbed promise at like the ripe old age of 9 to be the caretaker of the family.
Wild.
And Dad racked up a lot of debt. He was a very successful merchant at one point. He racked up a lot of debt, and then the debt collectors came and just kind of beat the crap out of him and broke his leg and busted up his bones, and then he just kind of like never got back up.
No.
And so he's pretty much useless. And then you've got middle sister Elaine, who is like a flower child. She's totally useless, but at least she's nice about it. She's real sweet. She's a sweetheart. But at some point you're like, cool flowers, but like you couldn't grow a zucchini. Come on.
Right.
Like help, maybe just a little. And then you've got Nesta, who is like absolutely not helping, and she knows she's not helping, and she's a little cruel about it, because she's jaded as hell. And you'll find out why, and maybe she might get some sort of redemption arc possibly at some point, where you kind of begin to understand why she is the way she is. But ultimately, I think it is a very fair first assessment of the family. Okay. Nesta is a real bitch, and Elaine kind of clueless and helpless the whole time.
Yeah, they both seem like mean girls. So
yeah,
which I appreciate. I think they're funny. I shouldn't think they're funny. I find them pretty funny, especially the descriptions and then how they're fulfilled. You know, you've got Nesta, who is so angry, like obviously, like super angry at the situation, at her family, at everyone else but herself for who she is and where she's at. And then you've got Elaine, who's like, the trauma's built up so much that she's in complete, like you said, La La Land, and the dad is in a similar boat. And I love
the whole family is like Delulu. She's the only one who's like, okay, but food.
What is it? Where you say she's like Thomas is the second son of a woodworker. You don't like chopping wood. It's like, what the hell is your problem, lady? Like, that's so funny to me. I'm like, burn. Like, I thought it was
like,
funny.
Oh, you're not actually, okay, you're not into doing anything. All right, great.
You're as useful as a wet paper bag to these people. And guess what? They're just as poor as we are, dummy. Like, and we don't have anything to give them. It's so good. It's so good. If that kind of level of cattiness and fun continues, I'm in already. I'm in. I'm
Yeah.
I'm already.
So
But
let me
yeah,
ask you,
yeah, hit it.
because I think this is probably like one of the first times that you've read a book, like really kind of written through the female gaze. Is that fair?
No, that's super accurate. I think this is the first time. Yeah, this is the first time.
Okay. Well, I'll be really excited to see how that plays out for you. I hope you'll be really honest about what you're thinking and feeling when things like that happen.
Yeah. Yeah. I hope that one of my strongest traits is empathy. So we hope. I mean, I'm immediately. I was immediately taken with the writing because okay, give me a second. Because I had been reading Martha Wells, which is a sci-fi fantasy novel that has like very English feelings towards it. Like you can kind of tell that it's got an English feel to it in the way it's described. I don't know if she's English or not, but it feels like that. And then you've got
Project Hail Mary,
who did The Martian and Project Hail Mary. Neither one of them have the female culture associated with their writing, and so, like you said, this for sure has that culture. That hey, this is not a standard, but it is a culture. Like, it's women writing for women about women, which I find awesome. And so I hope to be as earnest as possible. The truth is, I kind of understand her plight because while I'm very lucky to be where I'm at, I remember there were times when my parents couldn't afford some things that were kind of basic, and we had a plan for things like shoes. So like cleats or basketball shoes or whatever. Nothing crazy, but it was just like, hey, we need to know when you need new stuff.
Right.
And so when my friends didn't. And so this is that plight itself is a whole thing, but then you stack on top of that, take the female culture. So I'm looking forward to it. I like that the father tries to end with hope, and she's like, what hope do we have? Chapter end. I like that. I think that's cool. I love that she knows how to dress or skin a wolf, skin things. And I love that she understands that that's a commodity worth a whole lot of value, and that she's already probably sold a bunch. And then she understands what hunger in another person looks like with her like flashback to her interactions with Thomas. And she was willing to kill that dude for which
a warren of rabbits
is also a rat. Is it a warren? Is it a rack? I don't remember it. But
warren.
I thought it was a rack of rabbits. I feel dumb. But the that to me is a flash forward also, because she's willing to do whatever it takes to survive, including murder people. And she's in a place where there might be dangerous people around. She will be willing to cut hands and feet and break legs. She's willing to do it. And I kind of like that that's a flash forward that we get to. So,
well, I think that if you like those qualities, there will be more for you to like.
No, she's an absolute dog. Okay, no, she's a weapon. She's a weapon. And I hope that the sisters don't and the father don't get unceremoniously, but because I feel like their relationship has a place to go that will, with some, what do you call it? Spectacle. So I'm interested. I think what we're going to do next is go to town and probably sell that stuff. And then the story's going to blossom from there, because that's chapter 3 probably. I can't imagine it going anywhere else unless like Nesta comes back there and just slaps the shit out of her or something, which would be hilarious.
No, you, I think, have been introduced at least like to her home life, how desperate she is, how bad things are right now. And then you will very quickly understand more about the wolf very quickly.
Okay.
And then that kind of sets us on a a whole course of where we are and why, because it is a court of Thorns and Roses, and then we get that wolf like right there.
Oh my god, I'm so blind. I didn't even notice. That is so funny. What in the like?
Right there. Right there.
Okay, cool.
Well, yeah, I would say this is probably a bigger. If you say this is like the arrow.
Yeah, that's a big wolf. That's like the size of a lion.
That's like a big dog.
Yeah, for sure.
I think like all of your assumptions as you were reading were spot on.
Great. We'll see.
So far, 10 out of 10. You're doing great, Luke. You're getting it all.
We'll hope so, because I'm not a great reader. But we do have chapter 1's the introduction to who she is, why she is, and all the things she is. Then chapter 2, we're getting an introduction to her and her loved ones. And then there's a magic boy named Isaac out there, which they just mentioned. So there's a boy named Isaac. There's a boy named Thomas. But yeah, I think we're gonna end it right here. I think we're gonna do chapter 3, 4, and 5 next.
Yeah, I think 3, 4, 5 makes some sense.
Some homework. Okay.
Yeah.
Homework to do.
I'm kind of like assigned him some chapters so that we can talk about some things at a time, so that certain events get grouped together. I think that would make the most of our conversation.
Correct.
So we'll do like 3, 4, 5, and then see where we're at from there.
It sounds like a lot of fun. If you like this content, once again, please like, subscribe, and share. Also, again, you can buy the book and follow along. We're doing chapter or leg of chapters, reviews, whatever. We're doing chapter reviews. You clicked on the thumbnail. You know what you're doing. And we'll just keep it going. So I think that's it. Until next time, later, taters.
Bye, buddy.